And a pleasant Friday. Welcome to Lone Star Park at Grand Prairie. It's another hot Friday evening, but alongside Rodney Nelson, I'm Jim Byers. Time to analyze a Friday card. And it's a little toasty now, but hopefully in the evening it'll cool off a little bit. We have a fast track and 10 races to analyze for you tonight.
Yeah, it should be a good night of racing once that sun goes down. No doubt it is warm out here right now. But after all, it is Texas, right? So you never know what you're going to get this time of year. But I think summer officially ends, Sunday night, late or early Sunday morning? So hopefully next week for the first weekend of actual fall, it'll feel nice out here.
Let's hope so. It looks, though, like today and tomorrow are going to be hot. So we'll see how everything will be fine. It's been warm all meet, but we haven't had to deal with off tracks except for the first night.
That's right.
It was off for a little while. But on to the first for tonight. 10 races, starting with an Arabian contest. This is one of the more wide-open Arabian races. You know, typically there's somebody that's been in graded stakes, or there's a Ernesto Torres, or there's somebody somewhere that here we got one that raced in Korea, Honeyproof, that's a heavy favorite, but not, in my opinion, not in this one. And I'm going against Dreamsake, the favorite, who you and Rick both picked. I'm going to take a little bit of a Ernesto Torres long shot, but tell us about Dreamsake, because this filly, you know, she kind of likes to run second, like we saw a few of them yesterday. But, you know, she does appear to have something of a class edge on this field.
Yeah, I mean, Dreamseek, last time out we saw this horse was in the Texas Arabian Oaks. Finished second in that one to a horse that we've seen out here, RB Malexis, who was, I would say, a superstar or a standout last year anyway.
Certainly a star.
So not bad at all finishing behind RB Malexis last time out. And if you look, Dreamseek was another 20 and a quarter in front of that third-place finisher. So those two pretty much ran away with it in that stakes race last time. But we see Dreamseek, all throughout this year, she's had 4 starts, all of them coming at Retama, all 3 of them second. So, the horse has been right up there. And what you see a lot of time in these Arabian races, like, after, the winner might win by 6 or 8 lengths, and then you see another gap of 10 or 12, and so far, they just keep getting further and further back. But Dreamseek, staying up there toward the front, I think this race is going to set up well for this filly. So, I got Dreamseek on top. Honeyproof's going to be my second choice. We saw this horse has run out here at Lone Star Park quite a few times, 8 times, and has hit the board in 7 of 8 starts out here at Lone Star Park, couple wins as well. Last year this horse ran second in the Arabian Stallion Stakes out here behind RB Mary Lila, who is a sister to RB Malexis. So another decent horse there. Honeyproof shipped overseas 2 starts back, had a run there. Was competing against some of the best Arabian horses in the world. So you got to give a nice look to Honeyproof there. And then I got Jagman AA, Ernesto Torres, picked as my third choice. This horse was in the stakes race last time out, ended up running third, has never been off the board in his brief 3-race career. Ernesto Torres always has some good ones out here. He had one last night that won in a nice battle most of the way down the stretch. It was a pretty exciting race last night. But I see this first one for these Arabians, 2, 4, and 5.
Well, that makes a lot of sense, but I'm going to mix it up in the first race and try to beat this favorite. I'm going to try to beat Dreamseek, and I'm going to go with Jagman AA. I know I have a bit of a Torres bias. First of all, Torres' other horse in here, number 3, Burn It Up AA, is scratched. And because there figure to be a couple heavy favorites and it's a 6-horse field, no show wagering on the first race. I'm going to go with Jagman AA for this reason. Horse came out, was bet down to 6-5, although not favored in his debut this spring or summer. Beat maiden claimers pretty handily. Followed that up with a non-winners of 2 allowance in which Dreamseek only beat this horse by 3 parts of a length. This horse took a lot of money. Dreamseek was the favorite that day on August 1st, 7-10 versus 9-5. Finished almost even with that one, and then went into a grade 2 stake and was just way behind RB Mary Lila and RB Motherlode, just, beaten badly. But that was also a mile and a 16th. Now gets back into a sprint, more lightly raced than the other two. The other two I mean, they like to light the board. They made money. They're nice horses. Dream Seek especially has a lot of speed. But I'm going to take a chance and hope the Jagman might be able to sit off of him just a little bit with the wily Ernesto Valdez Jimenez aboard and take a shot in the first. You may never get 6 or 8 to 1 on Ernesto Torres with an Arabian
If you see
race.
that, you might as well take it.
Yeah. Race 2. Start of the early pick 4. Scratch the 7. JLC Big Boy is back, and scratch both of the also eligibles out of here. These are non-winners of 2 $10,000 claimers, and keeping with the theme of longer races, it's an 870.
Yeah, so I went with number 6, JTC Switching Leads. So this horse has gone 870 two times so far in her career. Those were the 2 most recent races. JTC Switching Leads got out of the gate well, was up there toward the front, ended up finishing second in both of those races. I like that, having two consecutive 870 races. Horse has some experience going around the turn. Did fairly well in both of those races, so I could see JTC Switching Leads. Lasix for the first time tonight. I think there's a lot to like about the 6. I got the number 1, A Runaway, as my second choice. This horse has a lot of experience at 870, 11 career races. Does have a win at this distance. You got to look back to last year to find that win, but it did come here at Lone Star Park, so the horse went around the turn that day on our track, ran fairly well, or well enough to win the race. Has been in the money in 7 of 11 at this 870-yard distance. And, of course, inside rail is the shortest way to go when you're making a turn. So go ahead and give me A Runaway second. And then I took number 2, Dance Hall Dan, as my third choice. Horse has a win at 870 out of 3 starts. Went 552 starts ago, 400 last time. Neither one of those was the best, but we'll see if this horse stretching back out is where Dance Hall Dan wants to be. So I got it 6-1-2 in the second.
Yeah, I'm going to take Dance Hall Dan. My concern with the favorite in here, number 6, is that she always seems to be going the wrong way at the end versus the winner. She almost always seems to be losing ground. Now, today she might be fast enough and good enough, and her form is pretty good recently, to just go on and win. But I'm going to take a chance with Dance Hall Dan, who takes the blinkers off today. He's by a thoroughbred stallion. I really like either a thoroughbred stallion or dam in these 870s, although some good 870 horses are not by or out of a thoroughbred, but I think that's a positive. You mentioned that this horse, when trained by Kai Mushinski last year, did break his maiden on this racetrack going 870, and it was a stretch out from straight races, and that's what he's doing here. Last 2 races, he was a long shot. No threat in either. I just don't think he really wants these straightaway races. He's been a little overmatched. Brittany Tejas, the trainer, has good numbers. So I think the switch from Mushinski to her is not going to be a big one. I'm going to take a chance on him over the favorite, and then a Runway, who seems fine with the inside. A Runway did break his maiden, as you mentioned here last year, and did it from the rail. Rail always a good thing in 870 races. You don't have to use as much to make the lead or get placed well from the inside. On to the third. 3 to 5 year old maidens here. These are in for a $5,000 tag. They're going 440 yards. Scratch both the 11 and the 12. In fact, all the also eligibles are out tonight.
So limited starts at the distance for most of the horses here in this race. I went with number 5, Corona Attack. This horse has gone 400 a couple times. Doesn't really have the best finishes if you look at those races, but Corona Attack has taken a drop in class today. He was in for $20,000 last time. He's in for the $5,000 tag today. I think if this horse is going to pick up a win sometime in her career, this might be the time to do it, dropping down here for this $5,000 tag. So give me the 5 on top. Over the 2, Real Pool. This horse was a third-place finisher last time out. That was at 550. Had a 550 race before that. So the horse has been running long, is cutting back in distance to this 440 today. So maybe that extra 110 yards is going to help out Real Pool going a little bit shorter. And then I got the horse on the outside, FYP Wagon. That's the 10 as my third choice. This horse has run fourth 3 consecutive times. Last time out wasn't beaten that bad, only by a length. Now, that was in a group of 5,000 maiden claimers like this one here. But, this horse has never been this distance before, so we'll see what happens. But I got it 5-2 and 10 in the third.
Yeah, I'm 5-2 as well. Corona Attack, a bit of an unknown quantity, only in that she has been so overmatched. I mean, just look at the odds of past races, and you can tell 52-1, 14-1, 28, and 32-1. And as a couple of sixth and a fifth and a 10th. I mean, okay, she was in tough. Somehow began her career at FanDuel there at the old Fairmount Park in St. Louis. That's interesting. But I just don't think we know how good she is. She might be the same as these, but I think she might also be potentially a little bit better than some of them. They've at least, pitched her in tougher races. So I'm going to take her as well. Real Pool, I like the turn back from a longer straightaway. I took Mr. Norm as a third pick. I went back and watched that Retama race, the last race, because the comments had finished strong. I don't think I'd use the word strong. I think the horse went more evenly, but that's a judgment call. But don't overrate that finish strong last time for Mr. Norm rather. But he figures in here as well, and I have your third pick fourth, so we're pretty similar there. On to the fourth. Texas-bred 2-year-olds in for a $20,000 claiming tag. They are going $330 here, and you can scratch the two alsos, as we mentioned earlier.
Yeah, I'm on number 8, Bogart's Little Jess. 3 starts for this gelding. All of them, this gelding has hit the board in all 3 of those starts. Was been running at the $15,000 maiden claiming level, so jumps up 5,000 here to 20. But if you look at most of this other field, it's not a lot that have been running above that. I mean, there's some like my second choice, State of Blue. This horse comes out of some trial races with some respectable finishes at Sam Houston and Retama. Finished second last time out by 3/4 in a maiden race. And I got number 3, Relentless Avery, as my third choice. Only one start for this horse. I think this one could be a very interesting horse. Ran well last time out. If you look early on, I mean, the horse was up there within a neck. Ended up losing by a length and a quarter in that one. But, Jim, I always like horses making their second career start. This one's coming out of trials race into a maiden claiming race. So we'll see how that works. And J.J. Gonzalez, he sends out some horses that definitely can win. If you can get 8-1 on this horse, I would say probably make a wager. Take a shot on this second time starter and see what happens. I got an 8, 9, and 3 in race 4.
I looked up the rider on the 3, Brandon Mendez Guevara. Didn't see any stats, so it could
maybe
be
we'll
his
get to
first
see a fountain
ride.
dunk
Maybe.
tonight.
I'm going to need to verify that, but if it is his first ride ever and he were to win, he'll get the dunk.
The customary dunk in the fountain, yes.
I went, I love the type of filly or the type of horse that Bogart's Little Jess is, your top pick. He just competes and tries hard every time. I just leaned toward the 9, took the 9 on top only because he's been in a little bit better level of race, and it's been a pretty good trier as well. He got an absolutely beautiful start last time at Retama. It says he broke second, but, I mean, he was right up there battling all the way. He got a superb start, in my opinion, and just got overtaken late in that race. That was a straight maiden race. Drops in for a higher tag here. I'm going to give him the nod over the 8. And the 7 is intriguing to me, Cholito's Love. First-time starter for Juan Diaz and Manuel Urrieta Jr. And Juan's barn hasn't made a lot of noise this meet except for Dash for Cash Trials
not.
We pulled half the field in there. But this horse's works are nondescript. But maybe she'll suck along there with Bogart's Little Jess and compete a bit. I'm not real crazy about Palomita Blanca. The 2 gets a really low morning line number, but she could run well, but she's going to need to show me a little bit more. On we go to the 5th. I think this 5th race is tough. Scratch the also eligibles out of this one. $10,000 claimer, 3-year-olds and up. Non-winners of 3. And they're going 400, which is an interesting distance.
Yeah, I'm on number 6, Strong Together. So, this horse was a winner last time out. I love horses that are coming in fresh off a win. Did that in the non-winners of 2 for the $10,000 tag last time. Now, that was only at 250 yards, right? So, I'm going to have to go a lot further today than 250. The horse does have a start at 400. That was, way back in April of this year. But, it was a trial race at Sam Houston, so I'm going to kind of give a pass on that one. But that win last time out at $10,000, if you look 3 starts back, and this horse came close to picking up a win at $15,000.
Yeah.
So, I'll go ahead and roll the dice and take 6 here. Number 3, Addie Girl, is going to be my second choice. Another one that's coming in here fresh off a win. Did that last time at the $7,500 level. Had some respectable finishes before that. A non-winners of 2 allowance. This horse just missed by half a length in that one. Last time out for that win was at 400 yards, so you got to like that. And then I got number 9, your top choice, as my third selection here. It was a fairly close-up race last time out. It was 3/4 behind. That was at this 400-yard distance where the horse has run it 6 times and finished third in 3 of those 6 starts at 400. So give me the horse for third once again here.
I'm going to take him, Eric's First Wagon. To me, you can throw a blanket over this. I mean, I probably spent too much time trying to parse the form. It's just going to kind of be who gets the best start and who puts the best finish on at the end in this 400-yard race. I'm going to go with the 9. I mean, a couple races back was off slow, but last time out ran much better. This horse has primarily been Louisiana-based and is a Louisiana bred, but nothing really to worry about there. They come over here and compete well. So I'm going to give him the nod over Addie Girl and Strong Together. And Philly Gaga, even from post 4, drawn very well. At 4 holes, a good spot to be. And I don't know. If Philly Gaga breaks well, she could be in it.
Yeah,
but,
I agree. A lot of different ways. I was looking at Train
Hop
Hop in the 7, too, that thought could have a good run. And
yeah, Train Hoppin's getting back at a level of competition where he could be, pretty competitive.
Yeah, good one to kick off the pick 6, right?
Yeah, pick 6 begins tonight. A little one-day carryover in that. On to the 6th, start of the pick 5. Take out the 2 also eligibles. 3-year-olds and up, non-winners of 3, going 300. There is 1 additional work. It was at the Red Earth Training Center in Oklahoma for the 4. It's my top pick, and yours as well.
It's the first time we've agreed tonight.
I know. It's one of those nights, I think. 220 on a fast track and 12.37 breezing for OSC. Tempting Trace, the Juan Diaz horse in this race.
Yeah, and I'm taking this horse on top. I mean, if you look, this horse has had a lot of trouble in races. You look at those comments, you see those little black triangles in the program indicating significant trouble. I mean, last time this horse was bumped on both sides, still was able to run third in that race, so not too bad there. We see this horse is pinched before, hopped coming out of the gate, all kinds of different trouble. But, if you look back in some of this horse's races, he was outmatched in some of them, no doubt about it. But, I mean, this horse was a qualifier for the Gillespie Fair Futurity last year, so it was quick enough to run second in that Futurity. We'll see if this horse can get back to some winning ways tonight, but I think OSC Tempting Trace is the one to beat here. Number 3, MC Eagle, is going to be my second choice. This horse had a win 2 starts back. That was a non-winners of 2 allowance race. Followed that back up with a third-place finish last time out. So not too bad there. That win did come at 300 yards, so you got to like a win at the distance. And then number 9, Hell of an Eagle. That's going to be my third choice. Another one coming off a win. Did that by a length last time out at Gillespie County Fairgrounds. If you look, this horse has run the distance 5 different times, a win, a place, and a show out of those 5 starts. So let's see what Hell of an Eagle can do. But I got a 4-3-9 in race 6.
Regarding Hell of an Eagle, I like the fact the charter at Gillespie indicated the horse was in hand when he went on by and took the lead and wound up winning by a length. That's, you see so often in this sport, the nature of it, the sprinting nature, that everybody's under a drive. But if you see a horse win well with the whip tucked away, that's really impressive. But the starts are an issue for OSC Tempting Trace, the 4. I mean, you mentioned he's a trouble magnet. I watched that Retama race, and I don't mean to constantly talk about the Retama charts, but I thought he was out more slowly than he was bumped. I mean, I would ding the race for him last time out more because he didn't break very well. When you see horses getting pinched a lot and bumped, sometimes it's because they're just not breaking very well. That's my concern for this guy, especially going 300 yards. But on his best day, I think he's capable. J.J. Fun and Jess, John Steinbow, you got to really look out for those horses. He's comfortable at this level. I took him second. Seventh race. 2-year-old non-winners of 2 in race number 7 tonight. 300 yards the distance. Take out the also eligibles, and they're in for a $15,000 tag.
So I'm on number 3, Avatar here. This is the first time this horse has been in for a tag. He's been running in a lot of futurity trials. Ran in a stakes race 3 back. I was beaten by 3 in there. I mean, this horse early on in his career, was hitting the board at Louisiana Downs, with a win and a third-place finish there. So it looked like he was rocking and rolling through the beginning of May, but after that, I think his horse has been outmatched.
Fallen on a bit of hard times. Yeah, outmatched, ducked in, lost the rider, and then last time just, again, I think overmatched in a fairgrounds trial. So, yeah, he's...
But I'm going to give the horse a shot today. I think if this horse, can put together a good effort, have a clean trip, I think we'll see Avatar up there toward the front. Number 2, Royal Lady Hawks. That's my second choice. Fresh in off a win. Just mentioned, I think, in the last race, I really like that. There's a futurity trial before that at Retama. Ran pretty well in that one, finishing 3rd. So not bad at all for Royal Lady Hawks. And then I got number 8, Marfa Knights, as my third choice. This horse was a winner 2 back, was a pretty nice winner, did it by a length and a quarter. 0 for 2 at the distance, hadn't hit the board at the distance, so that kind of stinks, but we'll see what happens when it's all said and done. I'm just going to try to beat that one here with the 3, so I got it 3-2-8 in race 7.
At least with Marfa Knights being 0 for 2 at the distance, at least they were his first 2 races of his career. But, if you really pay much attention to the E-speed figures, the bold-faced, kind of adjusted speed figure number, he's run 2 lights-out E-speed figures in a row and is dropping out of an allowance. I went ahead and took him over Avatar. Avatar could run back to, he got off to a good start. I think he's got talent. He's just had some issues in his more recent starts. But I went 8-3-2 in here. On to race number 8. 400 yards. This is a really good group. 2-year-olds, non-winners of a race other than, or non-winners of 2 in their careers. I think this is a good wide-open race to look at.
Yeah, so I've got number 7, Pilot Perry here. This horse was a winner 2 back. That was the maiden-breaking win for this horse that happened at Delta Downs. Last time wasn't the best, right? He was at the fairgrounds in a trial race there, finishing 8 of 8. So let's toss that out. But if you look at the other races, this horse qualified for the Mardi Gras Futurity earlier this year. Followed that back up with a 3rd-place finish at a trial there at Delta Downs. Went on to run in the stakes after that, finishing 3rd, missing by 3/4. A 2nd after that. So this horse has hit the board quite a few times so far this year in 5 of those 7 races, to be exact. First start here at Lone Star Park. We'll see what happens. But 8-1 morning line. I think I can get behind this horse and back it to win. Second choice is going to be number 5, Joe Cash Run. Last time out, this horse was in a non-winners of 2 allowance at 350 yards. Ran 3rd in that one. Ran very well. Missed by a neck to Rich Strike, the Kentucky Derby winner.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
The non-Kentucky Derby, yeah. But
Barbaro's in tomorrow.
Barbaro's in tomorrow?
Yeah,
all right.
Him.
We'll see. We see Justify again this year, too.
Yeah,
we see him out
they
here.
should put them all in one race.
Yeah, right.
They should write a race just for
Triple Kentucky Derby
oddly named
winning
namesakes of Kentucky Derby winners.
Well, maybe we can get Schamberg to do it. We've seen some great races at other racetracks, right? I think Will Rogers used to have a race for the Grays.
Oh, yeah.
Every year.
There's gray races, for sure.
But, so Joe Cash Run, the 3rd last time, just missed. A win before that. That win was by 2.5 lengths at this distance, too. So that's really intriguing here. And then number 6, Moon Knight's going to be my 3rd choice. Only 2 starts for this horse. Was a winner at first asking, winning the Oklahoma Juvenile Stakes last time out. Ran 9 of 10 in that one. Has taken a lot of time off since then. Did get back to the racetrack for a workout on the 5th of September. Worked fairly decent that day. It was sub 12 seconds at 2:20. Not bad at all. So I got it 7.56 in race 8.
I really like the 9 in here. Selena Olena. Just look at the last race. It was an allowance event at Retama, and the winner was a filly named D.K. Marnie Jess, who just annihilated them the other night in the trials. And there's other horses. This one is run competitively against Pow Pow. I'm Mom's favorite. A lot of italicized names in her beaten company at Houston and Retama. So I'm enamored of the 9 in this race. I love the rally by J.B. Cash Run last time. That was a little erratic early on, but really closed powerfully. Race number 9, another good one. Scratch the 2 also eligibles. These are non-winners of 4. 350 yards.
Yeah, I'm on He's a Gamer. That's the number 6. This horse won its trial to get into the Sam Houston Derby, where it ended up running 4th in that race. Not a bad finish there in that Derby. Most recent race, allowance race, missed by half a length in that one with a third-place effort. So go ahead and give me the 6 on top. Number 5, BP It's Tempting is going to be my second choice. This horse was rocking and rolling last year out here at Lone Star Park. Out of 3 starts, had a win and a second. That second just coming by ahead. But the 2024 campaign hadn't been too bad for this horse either. Was a winner in his first race of the year. Non-winners of 3 allowance. Last time out, this horse ran 3rd. Between those 2 races was in the Selma Stakes down at Retama. So I think BP It's Tempting could run well. And then I got number 2, Big Wagon, as my third choice. Last time out was a 5th place finish. Small stakes race up north. 4th before that also in a stakes. 2nd before that a non-winners of 4 allowance at Remington. So we'll see what happens, but I got a 6.52 in race 9.
This is the first race all night where you, me, and Rick Lee, whose picks are in the program, all have the same pick on top. He's a Gamer. To me, is fairly obvious. Good speed, been in good company. Comes out of a race with Uncle Ed's Idea. That race that he was in 2 back, the Sam Houston Derby, was a corker, a good field. I'm curious to see how the 3, my second pick, VF Bonafide, now with Heath Taylor, first race with him. He used to be with Jose Flores, great trainer out in Southern California. Was kind of in and out at Los Al, but he's another trouble magnet. But I took him second. And now the 10th and final. 2,500 plus in the Super Jackpot Super High 5. Good thing it's not windy or my PPs would be across the paddock. 10th race, Super High 5. Maiden 3 to 5-year-olds going just 220. Scratch the 10, 11, and 12.
Yeah, I'm taking the horse on the inside, Revolutionize. So this horse is making his second start back after a layoff. Last time out at Sam Houston, finished 6th in that race, but was only beaten by a length in that one. If you see this horse early on, was right up there toward the front. If you look at some of these past races, this horse can get out there toward the front. Seems to run well early on. I like the cut back to 220 tonight for this horse. I think this horse has shown some speed in the past. I think if he does it once again today, I think this colt's going to go ahead and take the nightcap. I got number 7, Senator's Secret, as my second choice. A solid second-place effort last time out. Another one that's coming back. Well, I'll say two back off, but this last start was in April, so that was kind of a way back. So coming off a layoff after that last effort, and then I got number 8, Duke of Westminster, as my third choice here. Second place finish last time. The race before that, the horse started out well. That was a 400-yard race, kind of like Revolutionize, the number 1. I like that this horse is cutting back to 220 today. I got it 178 here in the last race of the evening.
A lot of divergence in our picks between you, me, and Rick in this race. Rick's going with that first-time starter, Spirit on the Rocks. I'm going with the 3, Desirio's Gambler. Has had a lot of trainers over the years. 10 races, has probably had 5 trainers, but with Roberto Madrigal now, horse always has good speed, generally breaks pretty well, is drawn well on the racetrack, has gone over 10, but tonight may be the day, so I'm gonna give him the nod over Revolutionize, who could be very dangerous inside. And Spirit on the Rocks is kind of an interesting firster for Santiago Villaseca. And Duke of Westminster, you mentioned, is first-time gelding. And he's also one of those that in 2024 has really, lately, competed really hard. All right, that's all for now. We got our first race in 27 minutes. Track is fast. We're kicking it off with Arabians. Don't forget, tomorrow, 11 races at 6:05. And a week from tomorrow, Dollar Day, admission, Miller Lite, whole
hot
variety
dogs,
of things.
Popcorn, everything
almost everything $1. And the second floor open a week from tomorrow.
Right, so if you're looking for indoor, nice, air-conditioned seating on a night that might be hot like tonight, go ahead and buy your tickets for the second floor next Saturday night for Dollar Day. It's going to be a fun one. I always love Dollar Day, but I might get sick by the end of the night seeing how many hot dogs I can crush. I don't know.
All right. Thanks a lot for looking in, and good luck tonight.